Could the Titans be one of those worst to first teams that we've seen in the last couple of years, like the Commanders in 2024 and then the Texans back in 2023? Well, ESPN's Aaron Schatz says no, absolutely not. He says the Titans will not be a worst to first team, and I completely disagree. I think it's possible. He listed out all 8 division last place teams, and he says the Titans are 5th. Just not happening. But I think it could happen. And if you think that the Tennessee Titans could make the playoffs this year, go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon. Like the video. Let's try to get 300 on this video. Show Aaron Schatz that Tennessee is going to make the playoffs and be one of those teams, especially with the new quarterback, Cam Ward. This is what Aaron Schatz had as the percentages. I don't know where he comes up with this, but this was in his article. He gave them an 8.9% chance of winning the AFC South, and to make the playoffs, only a 14.8% chance. I think this is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm going to be honest here. Like, the AFC South, we'll break it all down. It's just horrid. And Schatz, he made a point to say, like, yeah, the offense has gotten a lot better. You're going from Will Levis, who had way too many turnover-worthy plays, to Cam Ward, who was a solid quarterback, and that's why he was the number 1 pick. You gain Calvin Ridley, getting him a quarterback, and then also getting Alec Manor, bringing in Tyler Lockett. But it was the defense that's holding them back, not the offense. He had this to say in the article. Titans have bigger issues on the other side of the ball. Their defense projects at 30th in DVOA. That's analytics for you that don't know at home. There's a lot of hope around veteran quarterback L'Jarius Sneed bouncing back from an injury or a big season from an unheralded additions such as edge rusher Dre'Mont Jones. They also added a couple people, but the Titans really didn't gain much defensive talent this offseason and haven't drafted many contributors in recent years. They haven't used a first-round pick on a defensive player since Jeffery Simmons in 2019. I'll argue, because I think Femi Oladejo is going to be an absolute dog, and then Kevin Winston, steal of the draft if he can stay healthy. So I really don't care if it's not the first round. You drafted Cam Ward in the first round. That's why you didn't go. But 14.8 is extremely low when, other than the AFC West, like, if you go through the divisions, I don't think the Steelers are going to make the playoffs. You go through the AFC North. You go through the AFC East, okay? This is a very easy AFC conference to sneak in as that 7th seed. And for 8.9% to win the AFC South, that even sounds crazier to me, because the Titans could easily go from worst to first. Their division rival did it a couple years before because this division is terrible. It's awful. You have the Colts, you have the Jags, and then the Texans, and we're going to show that the Texans are not that great, that hard to beat. But come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, God. Oh, I did make a mistake. It's 5.5 for the Titans win total. It's not 8.5. That's way too high. We would be smashing over 5.5, but it's okay. I think they're going over. I would honestly, I would think about it being 8.5. I'd be like, yeah, that would be probably the ceiling. 9 and 8. Yeah, I would easily think the Titans could win 9 games with their schedule, and their division is absolutely trash. They could be the team to go worst to first. If Cam Ward shows up and plays like he's been playing in OTAs and showing that the leader that he's type of been and shown that he has that talent that we've seen from Miami, this team is going to surprise some people. And I got 4 reasons why the Titans can make the playoffs here. First one, I already said it to you guys. The AFC South is terrible. The Colts are a laughingstock of an organization. May Jim Irsay rest in peace. I will say that before anything. But quarterback Anthony Richardson, dealing with a shoulder injury, will not participate in minicamp next week. Okay, so now you're going with Indiana Jones. Daniel Jones, that's your quarterback. You drafted a tight end as your number 1, as your first-round pick. Like, come on, man. You got so many more options to improve. The Colts are not good. The Titans don't have to worry about this team. And then you got the big bad Texans, who I pretty much say they aren't immortal. 2023 came around, and we were like, whoa, this guy C.J. Stroud is incredible. They're going to be a force to reckon with of the next couple years. But then we go to 2024, and you compare the two stats. It's not that impressive. Like, He only played 15 games in 2023, had a better completion percentage, more yards, more touchdowns, less interceptions, and a QBR. And then last season, come on, 63.2 completion percentage, that's less. Didn't throw for 4,000 yards. I think that they could beat this team. They're not that big and bad. Their offensive line, not that great. You lost L'Jarius Sneed, and then your last team that you have to deal with, the Jags. Come on. The Jags are worse than the Colts. There's a reason why they traded up for Travis Hunter, but does Travis Hunter take them over the top? I don't really know. I hope that Liam Cohen helps them. I hope that Grant Udinski, your offensive coordinator, is a genius, helps Trevor Lawrence, but can we guarantee it? No. So I'm not worried about that. I'm only worried about the Texans, and I think that the Titans could easily get one at home and split in the division later this year. Second reason they can make the playoffs, Cam Ward. Is there any doubt about it? We've seen it with Jaden Daniels. We've seen it with C.J. Stroud. All it takes is a quarterback to turn it around. You could be the worst team in the league. The Texans were one of the worst teams in the league. The Commanders were a joke. They weren't winning anything in the NFC South. They now make the Cowboys look like, whoa, we're actually finishing third in the division now. All it takes is a QB. You get that QB in the right system, you're winning. And Cam Ward, he's looked good at OTAs. He had Calvin Ridley glazing the hell out of him, saying, oh, this is the best I've ever seen a quarterback. I cannot wait to be on the field with him. Jim Wyatt, who works for the Titans as their reporter, he said this about OTAs. Overall, Ward was 12 for 21 in the 7-on-7 team periods combined on Tuesday, which is when they had their open OTAs to the public. In the two opens, combined for 23 of 38 in the 7-on-7s and team periods combined. Ward on Tuesday made some accurate tosses over the middle of the field, and he showed off his arm strength with one of the throws. One of his best ones was a strike to receiver Jaquan Jackson sprinting across the middle. And not only has he been looking good at OTAs, he's been that guy to be the first one in the building and the last one out. This is from Easton Freeze, who covers the Titans. Coming in at 5 a.m., and then getting kicked out. That's like over 12 hours. He is being that leader. Trying to just get better as much as he can. And also, Cam Ward isn't the only one that's in the building at 5 a.m. He has Calvin Ridley with him. He has all of his teammates with him, specifically Xavier Restrepo, the undrafted free agent, trying to show that he's going to make this team. Ward is dedicated to making the Titans the best that they can be and trying to get this team to the playoff and bouncing back. And I think if he plays well and surprises a lot of people, it's going to happen. Third one on my list, roster additions. Yeah, Aaron Schatz. If you're thinking about the Lil Jon song right now, shot. Yeah, me too. It's Friday. But he said that they didn't add that many additions. Well, I completely disagree. You beef up your offensive line, giving Dan Moore Jr. extreme amounts of money. You add Kevin Zeitler, the veteran guard who guarded Jared Goff last year. Then on defense, Xavier Woods, who had a great year. Then you had Cody Barton. Then you have Dre'Mont Jones. Like, these additions help this team. I know it doesn't look like a lot on defense. You also added Tyler Lockett to teach your new guys, like the guy you drafted, Elike Manor, Chimere DK. Also, in the draft, Femi Oladejo is a tank, and I said it before, Kevin Winston Jr. He is going to be a top safety if he stays healthy. The only reason he didn't get drafted probably first round because he was second in safety big boards. That's the only reason, because he tore something in his knee, and that's why he fell back. The Titans got a steal at that pick. Trust me, he's going to be an absolute dog. They addressed every single need in the offseason. They beefed up their offensive line. They got an edge rusher in Femi Oladejo. They got a safety in Xavier Woods. You got your wide receivers in Elike Manor. You bring in Tyler Lockett. Like, Mike Borgonzi made it a point to get the specifics, not draft your best player available or get your best player available. They specifically went at certain positions, and now with the wide receiver group, before it looked like trash. You had Calvin Ridley, Treylon Burks, and then they signed Van Jefferson, who's just been average, but he's actually looked pretty good in OTAs. Now you have Tyler Lockett, Elike Manor. You have Chimere DK, Xavier Restrepo. All of these guys are going to help Cam Ward get better. And if you have people to throw to, especially if you can go deep down the field and find Calvin Ridley, who's been dedicated more than ever in his career. They said, I think it was Teron Davenport, the ESPN reporter for the Titans, said that Calvin Ridley is running like his job is on the line. And we know damn well his job isn't on the line. So that's how much he has been involved in this type of offense to have that chemistry with Cam Ward. And the last one on my list, it's the schedule. This schedule is cake, people. You start off it's pretty tough to start, but other than that, it gets really, really easy. And I have the 5 easiest schedules based on the strength of teams last year. The Titans are ranked 4th. You have the Niners at 1st, which is kind of unfair in my opinion. The Saints, the Patriots, and then the Carolina Panthers round out at 5. Titans, that everybody who they play, you add up all the records from last year, you don't get to 500. That's how easy it is. And then you look at the schedule. Yeah, you're probably going to lose to the Broncos at week 1, going into Denver, Mile High, and the Rams. But then the Colts, the Cardinals, the Raiders, the Patriots game is very winnable. The Colts game is winnable. That's 5 games on that list right there. Then you go to the back half of the schedule. You can beat the Browns. You can beat the Saints. You can beat the Jags, maybe even sweep them. And I think that you're going to sneak in and beat the Texans at home. That's going to be an upset. And hell, maybe even the Seahawks game. We have no idea. It's at home. So I think it's very possible that this could happen. I really do. I really do. And you sneak into the playoffs, is that 7 seed going 9-8? It's very much possible. So I think Aaron Schatz is wrong. I'm going to flat out say it. And if you think he's wrong, if you think the Tennessee Titans can make the playoffs this year, go ahead. Please, once again, hit that thumbs up icon. Don't like it twice because then you unlike it. So just like the video, subscribe to Titans Today, and that's it. Going to do it for today's episode. I'm your host, Brett Alper, and tighten up.